Hi, everyone. This is Patrick with the weekly taping. We saw corn prices after the USDA report moved lower last week, down to support levels, kind of key support levels in front month futures. Soybean prices have been stuck for the last 10 days or so in a very tight price range. The USDA report, if left on it by itself, was bearish. We have record number of quarterly stocks left over, especially on farm for corn, but for beans too, it's a high number. That means we have to sell a lot of stuff before we get to the new crop and put that in the bin. That is a bearish scenario. Without the war, without anything else, it would be very difficult to see prices rally from here. So let's talk about the war. We're kind of in a grinding phase right now in the war where Iran has been greatly diminished on what they can do, but they're still firing missiles, and they still have the Straits of Hormuz blocked. President Trump keeps putting off his reported attack on the infrastructure of Iran, where all hell will break loose if they don't open up the straits. I don't see them doing that. The deadline is now Tuesday. A prolonged attack on the infrastructure of Iran will probably see reciprocation from Iran attacking other Gulf states and destroying their infrastructure, which could get things really crazy for prices. If we attack each other's oil fields and stuff like that, oh my goodness, we could see prices spike everywhere in commodities. We're also seeing some risk in South America in the Safina crop, Mato Grosso. It's hot there. They're getting some showers, but we're seeing net drying in a lot of places. This is a critical month for that crop, so we need to watch that weather forecast really close, okay? Right now, it's risky, but it's not devastating. We need to see what the weather beholds the last half of this month. We could see significant yield reduction if it stays hot or gets hot and drier in South America. So the bottom line is this, people. Without the war, without issues in South America or potentially weather issues here in the United States long term, this rally is over. We're going to go back down. We're going to see 2 billion bushel ending stock minimum for corn and over 300 to 400 million bushels for beans if the acres get planted, the USDA says, and we have a average trendline yield. That would be devastating for prices, and we could see us move back down to 410, 415 as harvest lows and somewhere below $10 for beans. That's if we have any normal growing weather. In between now and then, I expect a ton of volatility because the war isn't over, and I don't believe it's anywhere close to being over right now. So we'll see what happens with the war. We'll see what happens with volatility. We're going to stay with the same plan we've had all along, which is simple. We see spikes, we make some sales. We see spikes, we get some more hedges on. I like having a hedge on that has very low risk for corn, as you all know, but gives us 30 cents, 25 cents of profit if we go down to that 420, 430 area or below. I would like to see guys add a lot more bushels being covered with that strategy because it is minimal risk and it's fixed risk. So if we do go up to $7, $8, we're not going to give up squat. That is the smartest thing to do right now in a world that is so full of uncertainty. And that uncertainty almost always leads to price volatility. Get ready. We're just entering the growing season. I expect craziness in prices to happen. Have a good week. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.